Yes, sir. What up, y'all? Hank McCoy back with some great content, obviously. Hope you like what I got in store for y'all. What's up, everybody? How you doing today? Hank McCoy out here with some great content for you. Today's topic, I'm going to be talking about this dispensary owner, CEO of a dispensary, multiple dispensaries. Um, how he was, I guess he got stripped of all of his licenses and he's out bad right now. So I'm going to get into that, give you guys a little quick, brief summary. The CEO of ELEV8, um, he got his business shut down because he made death threats to his ex-employees and their families, which in America, you're not allowed to do. So, yeah, I'm guessing it probably wasn't worth it. But anyways, I want to kind of like delve a little bit into this guy's history and a little bit on his background, um, and what this guy's about. So I'm gonna run a little video for you. That's gonna give you a little quick, brief introduction of what this guy's about. So enjoy the video.
Mark Supreme, and I'm sitting here with Sheon Adedeji, who is one of the youngest CEOs in an industry that is expected to eclipse $55 billion by the year 2026. We're standing inside his brand new ELEV8 Cannabis Dispensary in Athol, Massachusetts. As you can see, there's still a lot of construction going on in the background, and so he's set to open up soon, but you said this all started with $50,000 in a drink. Tell us about it.
Yeah, thank you, Prime, for coming out here and to interview me. So I opened my first shop in Eugene, Oregon at the age of 23. I started off when I was 21. I was hungry. I wanted to get into the cannabis industry, but as you guys know, getting into the cannabis industry is very capital intensive. And as a 21-year-old, I didn't have $1 million to invest into the cannabis industry. So one of the biggest hurdle is raising capital to get into this new emerging industry. Is like washing the alcohol industry all over again, but with a different substance. So I was really interested in creating generational wealth.
Okay, let me stop it right there. Okay, so this brother is very well spoken. He seems very educated, right? He knows what he's talking about. He knows his stuff, and he looks real presentable, So I can see how this guy right here definitely should be owning a cannabis dispensary. I mean, it seems like he's got it all together. Um, he started young, at the age of 23. He's got his whole life ahead of him. You know what I mean? And he's just now jumping into it. He's been in the game probably about 4 or 5 years, and he's now 28. So he seems pretty well established, I guess we can say. So just pay attention a little bit.
But outside of that is bringing my ethos, my beliefs, my passion, and creating a company from it to really treat people like gold. Growing up, I grew up in Chicago, Illinois. So just a backstory on me on why I decided.
Okay, so that right there is going to throw you off a little bit. You come from Chicago, Illinois, right? And we all know what that place is about, okay? We hear about the infamous Chirac. This guy doesn't seem like he's one of them guys, but that doesn't mean that that's still not inside of him. Like, I guess you could say you can take the dog out of the fight, but you can't take the fight out of the dog type of thing. I believe that this is definitely one of those instances because look at him. He's well spoken, right? He's well presented and he's educated. He knows what he's doing. You know what I mean? So kudos to him, for giving us the good look.
to get into the cannabis industry was I grew up, and when I was growing up, it was more of a negative environment that I was in. You know, I had absentee parents, and you know, having to fend for myself. You know, walked with the wrong crowd, but it felt like family at the time. And selling weed was a norm, right? I got arrested when I was in middle school at an early age in my life, and that at the time when I got arrested, I thought it was the worst thing that could happen to me.
Okay, so let's stop the video right there. He just said that he was getting arrested when he was 13 for selling weed, okay, illegally. Now he's an adult and he's selling marijuana legally, which is, you know, that probably was his dream. He wasn't just some random ass drug dealer off the street. He had a goal, he had a mission, and he reached and achieved that. But let's keep watching this here a little bit more.
My life is over. I remember my parents telling me they taking my fingerprints, and I'm like, man, I'm done for. I truly believed it at the time. And you know, with the negativity, having a stepmom, it was like, if you ever watched Cinderella, if there was a male figure, I would be Cinderella, starring me, and we went through the same.
Okay, I'm gonna stop him right there. That was kind of sus, and you know, I'm not jacking that right there. Cinderella, I don't know what he's trying to say, but right now he's spinning a story, a narrative that he was this poor, you know, innocent kid or whatever with a dream, and you know, we all know the story of Cinderella and all that. So, but he's comparing himself to Cinderella. He used the term Cinderfella, or name, have you, Cinderfella. So that's something that he must have coined. I've never heard that before. And to be honest with you, that's kind of sus to me. You know, that's borderline, you know, but let's hear him out.
Same, you know, scenarios. Like, I had to find ways to feed myself, so I started a lawn mowing company. I used to shovel snow in the wintertime. You know how it gets in Illinois, because you know, the poor, when you poor, you probably on the left-hand side, the rich people right across the street from you. So I used.
Okay, so he definitely wasn't in Chirac. If he was living, you know, with rich people across the street from him, he was living in the nice parts of Chicago, which I can vouch for. My grandfather was actually a chief of police out there in one of them little towns or something out there. Excuse me, one of them areas in Chicago, and you know, he lived in a really nice neighborhood. My mother was a crackhead, you know, and she for my entire life, and you know, she used to get money from him all the time. Like he had this undying love. Like he when it comes to people talking about loving unconditional, I mean, his daughter was a straight up strung out crackhead. You know, she ruined a lot of people's lives. And whenever she asked him for something, he was always there for her. So shout out to my grandfather, you know, rest in peace too. I love you. And you know, yeah, that was a little bit of something, a little key history right there. But yeah, let me give you a little backstory on this guy. His name's pronounced Cyan Adedeji. Okay, that obviously sounds like, you know, he's African or whatever. So, you know, that's where his family's from or whatever. He's the CEO of ELEV8 Dispensaries, which are located in Athol, Williamstown, and also Orange, Massachusetts. So this guy is having a lot of problems with his licenses right now. Some are suspended, some got revoked. I guess, you know, the license that he had in Athol is suspended, while the licenses in Williamstown and Orange have been revoked. There's also a location in Eugene, Oregon that seems to have a license, but there are reports that the manager of that location has resigned along with the staff. So, I mean, that's kind of fishy, man. That's looking kind of weird if, you know, your top guy over there in one of your dispensaries decides he wants to quit, and the staff were out of there too. So that was like, I guess I heard that the Oregon dispensary was actually his first one that he started when he was 23 years old, I believe, and you know he was successful there, I guess. So then he ended up starting other dispensaries and venturing off over here to the East Coast, which was a smart move. But he chose the wrong state to make some threats in, because Massachusetts is, they're very strict on certain things. Threatening, not so much. You can threaten people and all that stuff like that, but when there's money involved, I know you heard the saying, it's called Taxachusetts out here. The government out here in Massachusetts are all about money. So they do not care about anything. And if there's an opportunity to shut some stuff down and maybe get some money, or maybe get his permits and licenses in somebody else's hands, or, shutting it down for him, and then they take the property, whatever, that's what they're going to do. So keep that in mind. But yeah, I feel like this is real interesting, because he's young. He's only 28. He isn't even 30 yet, and he owns multiple dispensaries. So I want to show you a little bit of that dispensary. I'm gonna throw up a little quick video real quick, let you see what it's like over there. Little small brief summary. Yeah, so it looked like he's well spoken, and he's got everything set up for him and everything, which is I was pretty. I would love to do that. What I mean? That was actually one of the things that I wanted to do. You know what I mean? I wanted to grow my own bud. I wanted to you know, uh, make my own edibles and stuff like that, cook with cannabis and stuff like that. And I wanted to be able to sell that. I wanted to be able to, give that to consumers and stuff and make a profit off of that. But unfortunately, the laws are so strict with this cannabis industry, that if you have any felonies or anything like that, it's nearly impossible, if possible at all, to get a license. So that kind of crushed my dreams a little bit, but I'm sure that there's ways of getting around that. There's always ways of getting around stuff, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's just something right there. But yeah, so this guy, um, it's hard to pronounce his name. I'll just say San. Um, there was a major investigation led by the CCC into the threats and video of that your boy Sane posted on his Instagram. Okay, so that's why this is like a huge, big deal. Um, he he was posting on Instagram or whatever, you know what I mean? And he was making some threats and stuff, you know? So that was kind of, you know, it's kind of suspect or whatever, you know? Um, and you know, it just makes him look bad. It just makes him look real bad, and you know, it makes you know, us look bad, you know, to say the least. But yeah, you know, I just figured that this was a good topic, you know. It kind of hit me, like I said, because I was actually that's something that I was looking into that I wanted to do, you know. So, but yeah. Um, so there was a major investigation. Um, they did they did declare that there was sufficient evidence that uh, Sand did appear to threaten violence and acknowledge the video as disturbing. So that's kind of messed up, you know. We're like, you know, these kids nowadays they want to live their entire lives on videos. You know what I'm saying? Like you cannot do something and then try to create an argument later that you didn't do it when there's 10 different types of footage out there that caught you actually doing it. You know, it's kind of it's real hard to it, it's real hard to argue. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I watched this episode of Cops way back in the day, and they were getting reports. The police were getting reports that there were two people behind I don't know, let's say a Benny's or something, or you know, a Walmart or something. Let's say that they're getting two report. They were getting reports about two people being behind there, huffing paint. They got reports from the actual store owners saying that they were stealing the paint, right? So the cops pull up and they go to the back of the store. The guys are so high, they're still there, right? They're still there. And the cop asks, hey, what are you guys doing? Are you guys huffing paint? We're getting reports that there's some individuals stealing paint, spray paint, and they're huffing it or whatever. So as the camera's looking around, you can see behind the guys, there's like a 6-pack of spray paint. You know what I mean? And all the cans are open. You know what I mean? The tops are on the ground or whatever. And the guys are clearly like in finish him mode. Like they can barely stand. And then one guy looks at him. He says, you know, he says, no, I'm not huffing paint. And as he's saying it, he's like lifts up his face and there's like a gold stripe going from his nose to like his chin. So, you know, they were immediately under arrest, and it was just like, dog, you didn't even try to hide it. Like you didn't hide it. You just didn't care. Like you're just out there putting yourself out there for people to see and do whatever and report you. So, you know, just think about that every time you want to go on the internet or on your live or your Instagram or Facebook or something like that, and you're posting either some illegal shit, some threatening shit, or some you know, some what is it, offensive shit. Um, just keep that in mind that, you know, there are people watching and it can lead to consequences like it did in this actual situation right here. So he was already in under investigation back in February and was risking his license due to substantial state cannabis law violations. Reports from the CCC state that Fan fired 2 employees because of the investigations, and a top executive of ELEV8 also left. So it was reported that he fired those employees because they probably ratted on him or whatever. So he got rid of them, got rid of the problem, right? So that right there kind of sounds to me like things weren't up to code in his establishment, and his employees must have reported him and put him under investigation with the CCC, and then he fired them. That's what it sounds like. So I can see from both sides how things could happen. You know, maybe he wasn't up to code at his stores. I understand it could be a lot of work regarding running multiple businesses in different states. And, you know, on the flip side, I can picture working at a place that is unclean or unorganized, or maybe there's special treatment, or the wages are trash. You know what I mean? I get that, definitely. You know, uh, when it's like that for me though, I tend to leave the job, you know, and look for something better. And I just leave. I don't bother getting into calling officials and stuff like that, because it never really leads to where you want it to, and it just consumes up too much of your time. You know what I mean? And just it's just a headache all to deal with. You know, I like to keep things simple. Um, but here's where things really get interesting. All right, so Sean gets arrested in October for being accused of indecent exposure and lewd conduct. Okay? Indecent exposure and lewd conduct. Okay? Now, let me really be clear about this. Okay? Because I know some of you people are probably sitting there like, oh, that's not that bad, or, you know, that ain't nothing, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But this doesn't mean, you know, he was out somewhere in public and he was taking a piss or something stupid like that. That's not what that means. Just so you guys know, okay? I want you to understand that right now. Excuse me. I looked up what constitutes lewd or indecent behavior, and it says indecency, quote unquote, or lewdness, quote unquote, usually includes an element of lustful or sexual indulgence. Okay? I'm going to read that again. Indecency or lewdness usually includes an element of lustful or sexual indulgence. Okay? So an example of that would be, you know, engaging in sexual intercourse in a public place. All right? Maybe a prostitute, or you and your wife, or something like that. You know what I mean? Or you and your girlfriend or your side chick, you jump off, or whatever it is. All right? An example of lewd conduct would be engaging in any type of sex act in public, like the exposure of genitals or other private parts, flashing, titties, all that, some whatever, right? So again, this wasn't just a piss outside. Okay? Now let's see what these type of crimes bring, okay? So for a first offense of this, right, a person can be punished by a fine of no more than $150. All right, that doesn't seem like it's that bad, I guess. You know, $150. You know, you don't have to go to jail, but you know, you might have a stigma around you, and people might talk or whatever, and whatever. So for a second offense of this, you can get 6 months in jail or a fine of $200. Okay. Now, depending upon who you are, right? You can sit there and be like, "Oh, that's not that bad. 6 months in jail, or $200 fine, or whatever like that." But me, I'm not trying to sit 6 minutes in jail. You understand? Like, we did that, done that. There's no need for me to ever have to do that ever again. You know. So, and the average person isn't really trying to do that. So that could be looked at as like a really severe case to them. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna go to jail for 6 months for this, or pay a $200 fine or whatever. So whatever. I didn't see what it was for a third offense, but I can imagine that unless you're Jeffrey Epstein, you're gonna see some jail time. Okay, that it's just they're not gonna give you 3 strikes and you hit a home run. It's 3 strikes and you're out. Okay, so that's how that works with anything. I'm pretty sure. Like I can pretty much attest to this. I've been in the system damn near my entire life. I've dealt with police. I've dealt with lawyers, crooked ass lawyers, judges. I've dealt with all that stuff, so I know what I'm talking about. Now, I don't want to make any allegations, but we just went over the degree and offense levels that he potentially could have been facing in court. And we see that he didn't show up. So if it was on the minor end of the offenses, then he would have just been paying a fine. And I'm sure, being the owner of a dispensary, you have enough money to pay a $200 fine. Okay. So he didn't show up. All right. So he gets this court date after he's accused of all of the crimes or whatever. Right. And he doesn't show up for court. So what do when you don't show up for court? Naturally, they send a bench warrant out. Okay. You're going to get a warrant for your arrest, and they're either going to pick you up on it, or you have to turn yourself in. And where I'm from, you got to pay like $100 or something, $200 or something to get the warrant removed or whatever. So you don't keep getting picked up off of it, which is retarded. But I mean, if you do get picked up on it, then it automatically cancels out. They got you, and you don't have to pay anything. So whatever. I mean, it's all a game, numbers game. You know what I mean? So he doesn't show up to court. You know what I mean? They throw a warrant out for his arrest. Okay, so obviously it's got to be serious. You know what I mean? Like, think about it though, right? Think about this. If it wasn't that serious, right? Like, to the average person, right, or even to all the guys people that's done some time out there, whatever, and dealt with the law. If it wasn't that serious, you're gonna show up to court. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna show up to court. All right, right now, his charge, whatever. If it was at the lower end of all the, you know, the things that I had just said or whatever about the offense levels and all that, why doesn't he just pay the money? Why doesn't he just show up to court, pay the money, and that's it? You know what I mean? So that makes a lot of that right there is that's a big question mark right there for me. You know what I mean? So yeah, so it's like, yeah, if if he was on the minor end of the offenses, then why wouldn't he just, you know, pay the fine and be done with it? You know what I mean? But apparently that wasn't in his plan. So, you know, but I can see what he doesn't have enough money for, you know what I mean? And that would be spending 6 months in jail. Okay. Which it would have you entrusting whatever staff you got left to keep the business afloat and operate normally in your absence. Okay. I can see that you don't have money for that. Okay. All right. Especially, you know, after paying lawyers, all that stuff, who knows, right? But, you know, think about how much revenue per month he could lose due to his absence and poor operation of his dispensaries by unskilled or disgruntled workers. Think about it, right? Because that's what would happen if he went to jail, okay, for 6 months. He would lose a lot of money, okay? So, and I can assure you that it's too much to count, all right? So that's why I just say a lot, all right? So in my personal opinion, I believe that, you know, he definitely, you know, was already at the highest degree of lewdness or whatever they charged him with. So he decided to skip out to avoid that threat of jail time. And that's me keeping it a stack. That's me keeping it 100. That's what I believe. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that's true. I'm just saying that is what I believe. You know what I mean? Just because you believe something doesn't necessarily make it true. Okay? So, uh, anyways, right? He blows off court. And then on the same day as his court date, right? He posts a video on his Instagram talking about his store's open and he's working it himself. And, you know, and then he makes like gun gestures and says, you know, if you touch my business, I'll kill you. And, you know, stuff like that, which you can't do that to people that aren't about that life. Okay. that's extremely intimidating to them, right? Um, it makes you look like a wild ass animal, okay? And then you got the rest of everybody judging you and judging people that are look like you, right? Like, oh, they're all wild animals. Look at them. You know, it's just a bad look all around, right? You're supposed to be one of the first black, you know, cannabis dispensary owners. You're the CEO. You know what I mean? You got money. You're still, you're in my eyes, like you're just a young man. You started at 23 and you're 28 now. I'm still way older than you, right? You're not even 30 yet. And you got all this life ahead of you with all this success. And then you blow it for something stupid like this, posting a dumbass video because your workers were getting on you about the conditions they was working in, and you with your lewd acts and so on and so forth. Like, at some point, you're supposed to grow up. You ain't supposed to keep doing that high school shit. You ain't supposed to be doing that drunk guy, dumb, druggy looking type shit, right? You ain't a rapper, dog. You are an owner of a dispensary that's in multiple states. Okay, so you're not just some little ass, hole in the wall jump off. Like, you got a whole, you could have had like a whole enterprise, right? Could have had a whole enterprise, and you want to blow it because you want to show how tough you are. You know what I mean? Like, this guy was basically on the same shit as John Morant. Facts. That's a whole fact right there, right? He got all this success. He's a basketball player. He's a good kid, so on and so forth. He got all the money, got all the women. He got this, got that. But it isn't enough. He got to be tough, too. He has to have the tough guy image to go with it. So what does he do? He holds up a gun inside of a rap video. Now, to us, to us, it's not really that big of a deal. But to the rest of America, who just the regular ass civilians, like, yo, they're looking at him like he's a fucking, like he's Scarface or something, man. That's the last person America wants to see, is a young black man posted up with a gun in his hand in a fucking video. And that's facts, dog. Like, it just makes us look stupid, right? You got all the money, enjoy it. What's the matter, yo? What's the matter? You have so much money, you can't enjoy it? What's the problem? Give me that money. I'll take the money and hold my fucking head down, dog. I'll take care of my kids, my family, the people that's close to me, and I'll put my motherfucking head down, okay, and enjoy my shit, right? You probably won't even know I got the money. But that's just me. I mean, I don't know how everybody else is. That's just me, man. I'm not the type to floss and attract fucking flies and shit like that, because that's what sweets do. They attract flies and bugs and insects that you don't want around. They try to take it from you. They want to steal it off your plate. But whatever. After he makes the video, he gets picked up by the police, and he's still in custody, right? He got a court date for April 14th, so whatever. You know what I mean? So I know right now you're probably thinking like, well, this ain't really that serious, right? But let me run you the video real quick so you can see the differences of the other interviews when I showed you when he first started opposed to now. Okay? Let me show you real quick what this kid's on right now. Okay? You're gonna be very disappointed.
Yes, sir! Hey, what's up, guys? I just want to say we're open. Come check out ELEV8 Cannabis. I really appreciate you guys. Gang, gang. Hey, pull up. Hey, what's up? Hey, what's up, guys? ELEV8 Cannabis is open. ELEV8 Alcohol.
He looked
Thank you
like he
so
already
much.
on something. Quiet
Thank
as kept.
you.
I ain't even gonna
ELEV8
hold
Alcohol is open. Appreciate you guys. Hey, come on in. Say hi. I'm here, solo dolo. Oh, I'm right here.
you. Now this is after
Athol,
all the
Massachusetts,
allegations.
243 Main Street. Y'all want some bud? Anybody got problems? I'm right here. Ain't nobody scared. And for all my old employees, if you step on my fucking property without my permission, bro, on God, you gonna feel it. And my motherfucker, I own this shit. So pull up.
So he's clearly right now, he is bugging right now. Okay. It's like right now he's saying, "Rah, come arrest me now. I blew trial. I didn't show up to court. I got warrants out. Come get me. Rah." Like, yo, that money isn't gonna save you. Okay. It isn't. You want to know why? You got the wrong skin on right now, homie. Okay? You know what that money's going to do? It's going to buy you a lawyer, right? And then the rest of that money is going to get snatched up in the process. You heard? That's what's going to happen. You got the wrong skin tone on, okay? Now, if your skin tone was a little bit, you know, if it was a little lighter, much lighter, preferably Caucasian white, you definitely could take that money, blow it around. Like you could make these videos right here, right? And people, some people might just laugh at it, okay? But unfortunately, you don't have that skin tone, and your tone all around is just way too hostile right now. And they are definitely looking at you like they made a big mistake giving your motherfucking ass a license. Okay, what else you got licenses for? You got a license to carry? I mean, I know you have to have one because I know you can't have no felonies getting licenses in the cannabis industry. So you got a clean sheet. I guarantee you, this guy right here definitely got some hammers in the tuck. Definitely, right? All that Chicago shit coming right out. This is what I was talking about, where you can take the dog out of the fight, but you can't take the fight out of the dog type of thing. Like, this guy cannot be changed, man. He can't. It's inside of him. That's where he grew up. He even told you before in the interviews when he was acting proper. Yeah, I was on the wrong path. I got arrested. I was getting arrested when I was 13 and for marijuana, for selling weed and all that. So he was born to be a drug dealer, right? This man right here was born to be a drug dealer, right? But it's unfortunate that he has them other allegations, on his jacket, the lewd acts and all that stuff like that. That's insanity, like, and you have your employees speaking out about that. Okay, so that means something. All right, you got the employees speaking out about it. Okay, so that's a bad look all the way around, homie. That's all I got to say. It makes us all look stupid. Yeah, I didn't do it. Okay, I know I didn't do it. I know I didn't have shit to do with any of this. But unfortunately, when somebody else looks at me that doesn't look like us, they're going to remember that. And then they're going to look at me and they're going to be like, yo, he must be like that other guy. He has to. But yeah, it's ridiculous. Let me play a little bit more of it.
Goofy ass people. Fucking with my business. Don't ever fuck with my business, y'all goofy ass. Boy, I'll put a bounty on you. Fuck with me, little goofy ass motherfuckers. Hey, I'm from the street, nigga. Y'all better recognize this shit. No, hey, I ain't no bitch about me. Catch these ones. Catch these ones.
So he's letting everybody know, right, that he isn't a dispensary owner. He isn't a CEO. He's from the streets. Okay. It's important for him to let y'all know that he's from the streets, just in case you want to try him for something like, I don't know, being a civilian and snitching on him about his lewd and atrocious acts. I don't know. I don't know. But this man right here doesn't look like a CEO to me. Okay. This guy cannot be
Right.
this guy.
I used to
It's
go to
just
the
no
rich
way.
neighborhood.
Just
Like,
no
hey,
way.
look, I
Oh God! If you
Well, yeah,
ever fuck with
let's
me,
hear some more.
fuck with my business, I'ma dog you.
He's so
I'ma
angry.
dog you. I'ma fuck you. You fuck with my business.
He's like the
I
he's
would
like the
dog
CEO.
you.
Excuse me. Hold on.
Bang, bang. I would.
This guy is like the CEO. He's like the Charleston White CEO of dispensaries. Like this dude is way over the top right now. Like uncalled for. Like, why do you want to be standing right there in the street like that, making these videos instead of being up in a villa or something, man? Like, shouldn't you be in Hawaii or something, or Afghanistan, like them strain hunters or whatever, looking for new strains and stuff like that, like advancing your career? Isn't that what you're supposed to do? Like, do you feel as though this is as far as you can make it or something? Is this really as far as you can make it? This is ridiculous, man. Like, some people just, they blow everything that they got. Why work? Why go all the way to the senior year just to quit? What's the point? I don't understand what's wrong with people, man. Shit is crazy, dog. Like, I know a lot of people out there that would love to have the opportunity that he has, right? I know a lot of people out there would, you know? I know I would. That's a whole fact, man. This guy's doing something that I actually wanted to do. It's like a dream of mine, And he just straight up blowing it. For what? Because he wants to be tough? He doesn't want to be a CEO?
Dog you! You fuck with my business! I will fuck you! Oh boy! Oh boy! You got the wrong nigga! I'm a nigga, bro!
Now see that right there. You see? Now when he's out there saying shit like that, right? The wrong people's watching, right? Now he done said all of that, right? Now the next man, right? The wrong person gonna look at the next man that kind of looks like him and automatically assume that's how he is. Okay? This is how bullshit never ends right here. Okay? It don't matter what fucking level we're at. This dude is the owner of all of it. He's the CEO. It's his shit. Okay? And look at how he's acting. Okay? That's what people are looking at. Like, yo, they can't even have their own shit. Look at them. I know that's what people are thinking. Right? I don't want to, I'm saying people, but you know exactly what I mean. All right? This right here is a bad look. Okay? There's plenty of other brothers that are out there that are more deserving than this bullshit. Okay? None of us ever need to be categorized with an individual like this. Okay? This guy is clearly unhappy and clearly unstable. Okay? If he has to go through all this trouble to tell everybody in the world that he's running his own dispensary, he fired everybody, and that if any of his old employees come back, he's gonna kill them and fuck them. Okay? It just looks bad all around. It doesn't matter if he meant it or not, okay? All right. Sometimes it's what it looks like. It isn't what it is. You understand? I know you paid attention to Training Day, okay, with Denzel and Ethan Hawke. I know you paid attention to that movie when he straight up told them it's about what it looks like. It ain't about what it is or whatever. I don't know how he said it, but that's the gist of it. You understand? But yeah, this is sad, man. You know what I mean? So he ended up getting picked up after this video, you know what I'm saying? And then, he's still incarcerated right now. And apparently he's being evaluated to see if he's even competent enough to stand trial. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it isn't all bullshit. Maybe he's just off his meds or something like that. You understand? But either way, man, like, be responsible to take your medication. You know what I mean? Because this guy looks like he would hurt something. You know what I mean? If somebody try to come up on his property, he's talking about he gonna lay him down or whatever. You know what I mean? And I believe this dude, man, especially if he is off his meds. He got all that money, you know what I mean? Like, it ain't nothing for him to, you know what I mean? And I know he's legal, so he probably definitely has the guns. It'd be the legal guys who do the dumbest things with the guns, all right? It'd be the legal ones, okay? It'd be a lot of legal dudes that be doing some stupid shit with their firearms, okay? Opposed to where the gangsters just got it on them or whatever. Like, a lot of the gangsters, the dumbest thing they have about that is having it on them when they got felonies. You know what I'm saying? That's dangerous enough, you know what I mean? But it's better to be caught with it than caught without it in certain situations with certain individuals. So I get that. You know what I mean? And I don't, if you out in the streets or whatever, that's what you're doing. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna look down on that. But if you're at like a family dinner or something, you know what I mean? You with friends or whatever, or some shit like you know, the whole takeoff incident where you're supposed to be with friends and all that, and then all of a sudden you get killed by the friends and all that. Like, there's no need to even have guns when you around your friends, unless y'all gonna go do put some work in or something. What you need to bring the guns for? Like, ain't you safe around them? Don't you trust them? I mean, but yeah, this right here. This was some content right here. I wanted to get this out because this was it was insanity, man. Like, I couldn't believe it. I woke up, rolled up, I was smoking, I went on my phone, and then I seen it, and I was just like, no way, like, and then also I didn't have any other stories about Athol other than, the camp one that I had on my Reservoir Change 2, I think it was, video. That was the only story that I had on Athol. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, right? I hope it came out good too, because I haven't really been watching the videos, rewatching them or anything, really editing them up. I've been like really just trying to just get some stuff out there, whatever, generate some buzz. But yeah, I'll be hitting you guys all the time with new content. You know what I mean? It's gonna be this, or the growing stuff, or the reviews and stuff like that. This right here is like part of my news category right here, so I'll keep this with the news and stuff like that. And like I said, with my gaming, I'm gonna be dropping that on Twitch. Okay, so I'll be over there with the games. I'm gonna keep the games away from this platform over here. But yeah, man, I hope you guys like and enjoyed the video, right? I actually had a good time making this one. I really seriously hope it came out good. But like, share, subscribe, make those bells ring. Leave a comment if possible, and make sure you guys are subscribing. Like, that's what I need to get. I need to get some subscribers, and some likes would be good too. But I just want to put this content out there, so to give you guys something different to look at, because I know it'd be a lot of the same stuff up there. Because I watch it too, like all the celebrity gossip and all the YouTube wars and streets wars and all that stuff like that. This is a little different than that. I might feature some of that, but I'm not gonna spend a whole platform, making videos like that. So I'd rather make stuff like this that has substance and that, people can go research for themselves and check it out. So yeah, like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching the video, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. All right, peace. Peace, guys.